Hey guys, welcome back to more Let's Play Rogue Galaxy. Last time we made our way pretty much everywhere we've already been before, collecting treasure, making purchases, and I was going to collect some of the enemies on Rosa after the last episode ended, but the computer decided it was going to crash on me, and I have even less of these now than I did before. So there's that, but I did manage to find a few of these guys, so sure, good enough. At least it was after I finished recording the episode, so that's good, but the fact that it crashed and I had to go back and redo half of the previous episode didn't make me really want to grind anything else anymore. Anyway, let's do some combinations. And some analyzing. Okay, let's combine the heavy axe with the silver axe and get an ex-soldier prime.
Now that's what I call a masterpiece.
Next, we want to combine a golden axe with a silver axe. And for that, we get a Great Dane.
Now that's what I call a masterpiece.
Next, we want to combine the heavy Vulcan and that one, it's the same weapon, the Guardian 44, and get a Brave Slugger Prime.
That's what I call a masterpiece.
And next we want to do another heavy Vulcan with the Guardian 0G. And for that we get another Brave Slugger Prime. Alright, we've got new weapons to use, which is good. Let's take a look at some of my other characters here. You're good. Believe you've mastered everything. Or maxed out everything anyway. And you've got the Great Dane, and if you didn't have that, you have the ex-soldier. Let's go for the ex-soldier first. And we'll work on those after we finish off this one. Alright. There's one other thing you can do off planet right now, and it's in the factory if you're so inclined to do it. I'm going the wrong way. You can go in there and there's a previously locked off door. For doing it, you fight 3 extra kind of mini boss encounters. And these mini boss encounters, they have a rare drop, and I'd like to focus on doing this a little bit later. You can do it now, but other than the rare drop that you get for doing these fights, there are, I believe it's 3 treasure chests at the end, and they contain weapons that are required level 37 for Jaster and 41 for Digo. So we might be able to get some use out of the one for Jaster, but we're definitely not going to be able to get anything out of the one for Digo quite yet. So I'm just going to hold off and do it a little bit later. If you want to do it, just make sure you save, and the rare item that you want to get, and you want to get at least 2 of them, is the Chameleon Particulate. Just make sure you save before each encounter. They're not visible on the map, so just kind of be aware of that. Save before you head in there. When you're done, talk to you. I don't like anybody telling me what to do. It's probably why I make videos where I tell myself what I'm gonna do. Anyway, let's jump on the train here. And we managed to make our way over here. Let's make sure I've got the correct map open here. Alright, we should have a pile of treasures to pick up. Let's see here. Flame God Stone, that's nice. Lapis. And where's the other one? There's one more. Is it up? It's up here. There we go. A ruby. Not that we really need that, but it's there. All right, new save point, the Rockbelter Mine. Let's head on in.
Halt! Time for a shift change.
Huh? Haven't seen you around before. You new?
Haven't you heard? We joined the drilling team yesterday.
It checks out.
All right, go on in.
Well, I'm assuming we wouldn't have been in if we didn't have the ID card. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. Let's all become millionaires and then we can all retire. We got here Dragon God's Skull. They're in the Hall of the Ruins. Guess we have a location to head to. I don't think you get much out of it that way, but don't give that guy keys to the castle. That doesn't sound like a smart plan. The first strata. The areas are kind of labeled in terms of strata here. It's okay. I am going to make a save state because what I remember reading after last time realizing that I was doing the wrong thing is the dust box enemies that we encounter in the town of Mina. Those don't have my 50% drop on the item I want. It's specifically the ones in the mines, which these ones are not dust box. These ones are now mimics once again. Don't ask me why they had a separate enemy name and with a whole separate drop table right outside this area. It does not make a lot of sense. It's one of the few situations where you'll find a mimic in a chapter that doesn't just always like be the same across the entire chapter. But anyway, illusion sword. Ow. I did buy some more resurrections off screen. I bought a 10-pack because I was kind of in dire need. All right, throw that up one more time. Okay, it should be a 50% drop rate, and of course the game doesn't like me. One moment. All right, there it is, the alluring lamp. I will leave a small amount of footage from that fight in, just so that you can see the one kind of upside of using Kisala and her dagger slash ability is it has a chance at freezing the mimics. So that's another way you can kind of offset some of the damage they can output is you use dagger slash on her. She has a small chance of being able to freeze the enemy. Of course, that also works well if you happen to have a weapon. In this case, does Blizzard have it? Blizzard also has it. So you have a chance at freezing the enemy this way. So it's not a terrible idea to make sure you have that set up. I finally managed to organize my inventory, and we've got the alluring lamp. We're going to need a bunch of these. They are dropped by 2 different enemies in here, and in my test run, I had to keep coming back here and getting more of them because I kept running out. How many of these do we need? I don't even think we can buy this one, can we? Let's see here. We cannot. We need 14 of them. The best drop rate in the game is sadly here. We've already found, other than the mimics. The mimics are a 50% drop rate in this area, so save before each one and always get them. But in terms of random encounters, the best drop rate is a 10% drop rate. Yeah, it's between a 4 and 10% drop rate. We need 14 of them. This will be our best place to farm them. Firestones have a 3% drop rate. We need 11 of them. I'd like to pick up a couple while we're here. The primeval beef has up to a 10% drop rate. We need 8 of them. We got, I think, 3 already Plus we were able to purchase another 3, and they'll be unlimited in chapter 8. So note that they're here and that you can get them as a drop, but don't go out of your way for them. It's not worth your time. Let's see here. Let's make our way through here. This area is a little interesting in terms of how it's laid out. Oh, we got another robot here. Everyone here seems to be hired by the family. Oh, there's a treasure chest. Defeat the enemies in a small amount of time. Right on cue. These guys are the ones that have a chance, the 10% chance, of dropping those alluring lamps. So let's make ourselves a nice save there and see if we can get another one here. I would like to put them to work sooner rather than later. All right, there it was. I think it took me about 30 seconds to get, so not too bad. Some tri-elixirs. Take those. Roads are closed because of the cave-in. Well, that's unfortunate. And also unnerving, considering that's what I get stuck to deal with around here. If you try and follow each and every single path, you will get confused around here. Unfortunately, I kind of have to do that a little bit because there's a specific NPC I would like to talk to. All right. Took me another one attempt. I'll take that. But yeah, basically, you don't necessarily even need to follow my path. Just kind of go through. I'll point out at the end of this where the enemies are. Okay, let's turn off your AI. Activate Flash Sword. Okay. Now, if I think I can't remember off the top of my head if I'm allowed to heal with other characters in one of these battles, but to avoid the chance of that happening, I am just going to heal with Jaster here, make sure I guard with him, and win the challenge. I still need to collect a whole bunch more Hunter's Coins if I'm going to get all of that Platinum license, which I need to unlock a number of items that we are going to need. All right, let's talk to these guys. Mine has rubies, harder to find them. All right, we've got hypers. And I should probably turn my stuff back on so my characters actually do things. Easy enough. Already hit 36. Surprised I'm gaining levels so fast. So they're ordering everybody to evacuate, huh? Plus cave-ins. I'm not really liking this. Place does not seem particularly safe. I gotta use the elevator to go down to the other levels. New enemy, Volcano. They are a jump. That took all of 2 seconds. Would you please not die? I am going to activate Flash Sword. Isala can do Dagger Slash. And one of the other enemies that's in here that can drop... Oh, ghost animals are rare. That can drop the alluring lamp is that volcano guy. It just sucks having to fight them here because there are 2 specific jump enemies in this area. And on top of the 2 jump enemies, there's also 2 shielded enemies. Or no, sorry, there's 3 jump enemies and 1 shielded enemy. We've already seen the shielded one. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Keep making our way through here. That's another treasure chest. Luckily, this area doesn't have too many treasure chests. And I'm already out of AP. You're gonna need to use a lot of AP restoration items in this area. Finish off that fight. Can't wait until quitting time. Seems to be the standard, kind of the standard around here. Or I could run into enemies instead. Ghost animals are really rare enemies, so make sure you kill them whenever you find them. I wouldn't ever run away from those fights, or at least in my test run, I'm pretty sure I was missing them. The moles we just want to kill, so we get alluring lamps. Right on cue. Go talk to you. Silver-haired pretty boy went down to the lower levels. I'm assuming you're referring to Gale. Alright, this is the way to proceed, but there is one other item that we want to get. Gotta use the elevator. So that's where we need to go if we want to actually proceed. So let's go down here and see if we can find that last enemy. Enough of those. The enemies around here are starting to become time-consuming enough that I'll probably be doing a lot more of cutting out battles than I have been throughout the first, I guess, half so far of this LP. Oh, come on, don't get stuck on things. Up we go. That was the last treasure chest for this area. We can still nuke enemies if we decide to this way. For the most part, I hold on to a little bit more of my AP around this area because I need it for Flash Sword more often than I don't, or Illusion Sword if I want to go that route as well. Again, we've got more mole men here. We'll try again for trying to get those alluring lamps. Yeah, their drop chance is, I think, about 10%, so. You're not sure if you can keep up. I don't know, I've never worked in a mine. I went into a mine, like an old mine, when I was on a road trip one time, just to kind of see what it was like. It was a short little tour, give you kind of basic background. I don't remember most of it, but it was very dark and it was very cold. You're talking about the family. Everyone seems to be talking about the family. Beat the enemies in shortest time as possible. Go dagger slash here. You can see the status effects are starting to become a lot more useful. Early on in the game, I said that a lot of them were pretty useless and they don't seem to activate all that much. I don't know what it is, but they seem to activate a lot more in the second half of the game than they do in the first half of the game. I don't know if there's a specific reason for why this is, but I noticed it a lot more in the second half, or well, basically from now going forward. What about you? Okay then, you say so. Oh, there is one guy up here. One more guy to talk to. Yeah, we have plenty of recharge drinks, so don't worry about wasting through as many as you want in this area. There's no point in being stingy with it. And there's some beef. We'll take it. Let's talk to this guy, and then we can head on back. So you don't mind the gangsters. All right, there's basically this little path up here around Jaster's head there. That basically dead ends right there. I'm not going to bother going up there. There were only... So once we got through here, There's only one treasure chest, which is right on Jaster's head there. Another one right there. Another one right there. One right there. And one right there. That's all the treasure chests on the first map here. So in case you're looking for them, that's where they are. Don't worry too much about locations of like exploring the entirety. Go and heal you before you die. But yeah, exploring a lot of this area isn't the most fun in the world. And it does get a little on the confusing side. So let's take that and find some more of these guys. All right, I did that battle off screen. I will go and point something else out since I basically never use them, but they're here, so I might as well talk about them. The fire shield, a simple shield. I don't think the game actually gives an in-game reporting of what percentage of the protection you get against fire attacks this gives. But since we're fighting those volcano guys and they hit with fire, you'll notice they'll start to kind of wobble back and forth. That's when you guard, as that's when they're going to erupt with fire. It'll hit you with the on fire status and you'll have to take some little bit of damage there. So you can put this on one of your characters if you so desire. I'll put it on Jaster since I'm controlling him, and I'm very, very lazy when it comes to trying to avoid damage in this game. This is not a game where you try and perfect dodge things and block things and all that stuff. You block when you have to, basically when you run out of stamina, and that's mostly it. So having the that sword there, the flash sword ability, it does give you the percentage chance to hit them with that status effect. So that's really nice to have, especially on the volcano guys, because they take forever to kill otherwise. So you have to jump attack every single one of them. I never looked at this. What's that say? Elevator? Yay! Useful information. Alright, we're right next to save point. Might as well. That in there. Might as well save while we're at it. And down we go. All right, let's take a look. What do we got on this floor? They put a treasure chest right away. Give you a myriad branch. What are these two up to? You seem to know a lot more about what's going on than anything else. Far too many of these guys just say stuff about robots, but it's less than I was thinking in my test run. Okay, the enemy encounter table for Strata 1 and Strata 2 are different. Illusion Sword, Flash Sword, take your pick. Ow. But yeah, we have Pillar Mountains here, which is a new enemy, and more of the same hyper guys. Heal Digo before he dies. Get a resurrection for our efforts. And I have avoided it, but let's turn these back on. Did I find out what you said? I wouldn't be surprised at that. Now, the second floor is very much the same as the first. We're going to run into enemies that take... Thank you for the lag video again. You'll see when they do that kind of a motion, that's when you have to try and avoid their their attack. They have basically the exact same enemy as the volcanoes, but they leave you another jump enemy that you have to try and collect all of. It's tedious.
Those guys were no challenge at all.
Speaking of some of the items that can be dropped around here, carbon alloy is another one that can be dropped by the mole men. Let's see. I gotta move. All right, we'll just go over these real quick. The cumulus pendant can be dropped by the glaring claw, which is an enemy I don't think we've found yet. Dragon god skulls, we can get those from ghost animals. Dreamflower ash, for the first time in a long time, can be obtained from an enemy called Undead Bandit that we haven't seen yet. Firestones can be obtained from volcanoes, shell knights, and the killer mountains that we just found. Medusa's locks can be obtained by the hyper enemies from that battle. The myriad branch can also be dropped by undead bandits. The premier toy box from the hyper enemies, or hyper, I'm not sure. And primeval beef from the ghost animals and undead bandits. Now I can scroll back to my map so I can actually see, and I can get out of the menu because I won't be standing still and people won't be yelling at me for standing still. All right, where am I on the map here? I don't know.
I can't guarantee the two of you will come back alive. You best be prepared.
Here we got a challenge. I guess the first thing I have to do is heal because I am really bad at healing, apparently. All right, dagger slash.
Here they come.
Flash sword. And we'll throw Wonder Howl out for good measure to speed things along here. Lots of status effects available. Switching characters here. I'm going to be...
Looks like they picked on the wrong crew.
What did I miss? I thought that was just within a time limit. Okay, well, there's that.
The enemy's as serious as we are.
I do want to control Digo for a little bit. Not that it really matters all that much.
Let's go.
We'll activate some Flash Sword. Ow. And Top Dog. Okay, so it seems like... yeah, Digo's does not break guard. Interesting. That's unfortunate. We have no choice but to do that. You'll notice when controlling Digo that his attack animation is really slow. Well, this battle is going swimmingly. There we go.
Battle is a matter of luck. We must retain our modesty.
Basically, all I was doing was grabbing enough of the chips there so that he, as long as he doesn't die, will have access to Burning Strike. So we'll switch characters back onto Jaster now. I have no idea where I'm going anymore. Hey, look, I found a dead end. Let's go find something that's not a dead end. Where am I? My map looks different. Alright, we're going this way.
We have the willpower. We can get through this.
Yeah, this area confuses the hell out of me. Even though I know generally where I'm going, I just find it very cumbersome to get through. Let's finish these guys off quickly. Hey, look at that, an extra toy box. Yeah, it's not a very safe mine, that's for sure. All right, we found the shop. Apparently, it's just like the jail. Never enough money. What do we have here? We could pick up some of those. We don't absolutely need them, but we're a lot flusher on money than we were a little while ago. We're starting to get a lot more money now that we're in the mines themselves. Yeah, I think I'm pretty well good on that. I don't need those. Yeah, pick up a few of those. Why not? Don't really need them. Should be good for now. None of that really matters. They bought the stone tablet was dug up. Interesting. It seemed like they seemed to own everything that was going on here. But apparently they had to purchase the tablet. Okay, as you can see, we have found the star, but we're on the wrong floor.
Dusty in here.
Grab ourselves some Hellpot Flames. How's my map look? That's why I was confused. I look at I always think I start at the bottom of the map, but this map you start at the top of. So yeah, that contains 2 of the 3 items that are in this area. The other one is not up here.
We gotta catch up with Gale. We can deal with
Actually down this way. So let's go grab that before we go too far here. Now that I know where I actually am,
I'll take you.
here are the undead bandits. Sweet, I can use that. Dagger slash, and there's the glaring claw enemies. So yeah, the undead bandits are just more big jump attack enemies, unfortunately. The amount of jump enemies in here sucks. Takes a lot longer to clear out this area if you're trying to capture everybody.
I knew we were gonna win.
But it is what it is.
8 tablets inside here?
And there's another toy box. And yeah, those are the 3 items available on this floor. So we had one right there. We had one kind of in general, this, or no, not that area. It's right around here. Somewhere around here. And then the one that was right by the door. And that's it. That's it for this area. Or for this floor of it. This strata. All right, this is a Digo fight. Switch characters.
Here they come.
Think I'm gonna go easy?
Go. Easy enough. Even though his attacks do take a while.
War is about winning.
The sooner we get our hands on the whatever it was, the don't need to heal. Oh, I do need to use one of those though. Like I said, the sooner we get our hands on what we need
As serious as we are.
as far as the Hunter's coins goes, the sooner we can ignore it. I found a big rock.
Hey! There I was, holed up in this quarry. When Batman came nosing around, he was getting closer, closer.
And
I threw a rock at him.
we stick out like sore thumbs.
Digo doesn't. He looks like he belongs right at home here. He's as jacked as all the miners are.
So, Harvey, what became of the giant penny?
It was a big rock.
And a nice loop around here. Let's see, if we go straight down, it's a dead end. Yeah. Oh, no, never mind. I'm stupid. That leads to the 4-way.
We've got to stop Gale.
When you start finding these battles, you're going to end up getting in trouble. So I'm going to go pick the same target. We're gonna top dog.
You should have never shown up.
Gonna switch to you.
Coming.
Illusion sword. And dagger slash.
Think I'm gonna go easy?
Trying to get... Well, there goes that. I was hoping to avoid that so that he would keep his burning chips and I didn't have to collect them again. Yeah, even though like we can get through a lot of the enemies around here, it kind of sucks trying to fight them. They do take a while. But at least we won that challenge. It's on the more difficult side to beat those ones, unless you happen to get lucky and you're strong enough to take them down. But yeah, not a whole lot of fun. Anyway, Mr. Rock over there. Alucard? Are we in a different game? Swear I'm not playing Castlevania right now. Yeah, that's, oops, no. That's... Okay, this is the right way. The other way leads to a dead end. That's where the star is on the next floor.
Let's go.
5 undead bandits? Well, that battle sucked. Steal all the valuable Stella crystals and run off. Yeah, sadly, all the Stella crystals are on the previous floor. Or not the previous floor, but the previous area, which is in town. Weird. It's one of the kind of more rare items that we've found recently, and we actually don't have access to them. Let's take a look at the battle recorder here. It's pretty much all there is to the mines. There's not a whole lot to them. It's a relatively small area. As you can probably surmise, we have accumulated not one single enemy, all of, like, completed the hunting record thing for them. I don't know why they put a whole bunch more enemies in a dungeon immediately following a previous dungeon and just make it a really small dungeon. But yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to fight too many of them, but I will go in specifically trying to get mole men and volcanoes. They're on the previous strata number 1. In fact, I might as well go over all of those things right now. The volcanoes can be found at the first strata teleporter, anywhere from the midpoint. Oh, well, I was going to show you, but I guess we're going to watch this first.
This is terrific!
What is it? How come you're so excited?
The mines under the surface of Vidan go for miles and miles. They might even go all the way to its core. I never dreamed such a place even existed. There are lots of other planets, aren't there? Gosh, space is so incredibly exciting. I want to visit every planet there is and see them all.
There's nothing stopping you. You can go anywhere you want. You have plenty of time. And it's all thanks to Steve, of course.
I don't understand anyone who uses the word gosh. I don't understand it. Okay, the first strata. Basically, let's teleport there for a moment. That way I can actually pull up the actual map and move it around so I can show you things. Basically, what I did when I was in my test run is the volcanoes were around the first strata teleporter, which is basically right here. And then I basically took this path here, basically running kind of the bottom like so. And into about here, and then about there it stops, and you won't run into enemies if you try and go any closer. But sometimes the mole men are found all over the place, and sometimes they only seem to be found a little bit. Same with the volcano guys. So I just basically ran that path over and over and over again to find everyone. It says the mole men are all over the first strata. The volcanoes are by the first strata teleporter. Basically just go wherever you want. The shell knights, the ones that have the shield there, they're in the first strata, and yeah, they're pretty much all over the place. The undead bandits and the killer mountain are both only found in the second strata. Basically throughout the whole area for both of them. They're all over the place in second strata. You don't really need to be in a specific location other than that floor. The hyper enemy, they're around the start of the first strata and the midpoint of the first strata. So I'm assuming like this is the start in their world, right around here. And then I'm guessing this is the midpoint. It says things and then it doesn't define them, so that's basically the idea that I went with in my test run. The one that you're going to struggle to find, or I guess the two of them, are the ghost animal and the glaring claw. The ghost animal, they show up at the beginning of the first and apparently second stratas. I found them mostly in this area. That's where I tried to encounter them. The glaring claw, they're at the beginning of the second strata. But they will also appear in the subsequent areas, but most of the mines have already been completed. There's not much of it left. Basically just like kind of the final room, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, that's pretty much all for this one. Next time we are going... Fucking mines! Why is this so complicated? Why do you say the same thing over and over and over again? But yeah. Pretty much it. We will next time we'll be running up through the rest of the mine area and dealing with the most annoying and notorious boss fight in the game. You will find out why, and you will struggle with me, and you'll learn to like it. No, nobody likes it. This is the one fight that everybody wants to
we don't have time to take it easy.
delete out of the game. But yeah, I will do a little bit of fighting, not too much, because I don't want to gain too many levels. What are our levels at right now? Yeah, I basically gained, I think, 2 levels with Digo and 2 levels with Jaster in this area. Let's see, what are your weapons working at? You know what? I probably won't do any. Just because it'll be tedious. I'll have to record partial episodes that cover me upgrading weapons, so screw it. No battles in between times. Next time you get to have fun with me, we get to go do that terrible, terrible boss fight. Anyway, that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.